Hey everybody, and welcome back to the deep dive. Ever thought about how professors make ends meet, especially with all that student debt? Well, get this. They're using their skills to create some awesome side hustles that
Yeah.
not only boost their income, but also let them thrive outside of academia.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to go beyond lectures and research papers, and we're going to uncover the secrets of professor side hustles.
It is fascinating to see how professors are taking control of their financial futures and finding creative ways to use their knowledge and skills.
Totally. Our guide for this deep dive is an article called Professor Income, Diversifying Revenue Streams.
Okay.
It's written by Jared Canise, the CEO of academicjobs.com.
Mm.
He lays out 7 fantastic side hustles that are perfect for a professor's skill set.
And it's definitely worth exploring these options. A 2020 survey from the American Federation of Teachers found that almost half of college instructors are part-time, facing income instability and limited benefits.
Wow.
Yeah, and on top of that, about 25% of them earned under $25,000 a year.
Yeah.
It's a stark contrast to the image many people have of a stable and well-paid professorship.
Yeah, I was trying to see that too. While the Bureau of Labor Statistics reports a median pay of around $80,560 for post-secondary teachers in 2020, that doesn't tell the whole story.
Right.
It really highlights the need to think outside the box when it comes to building a secure and fulfilling career in academia.
Especially when you consider the National Education Association's findings that educators borrowed an average of $55,800 to fund their education.
Oof. That's a lot of debt to carry. So let's jump into these 7 side hustles and get inspired by the possibilities.
Okay, let's do it.
First up, freelance writing. Professors are already masters of the written word, so why not use those skills to write articles, blog posts, even website copy?
Yeah.
The article suggests earning potential ranging from $25 to $100 per blog post and up to $1 per word for articles. I bet it's pretty satisfying to see your name in print or online.
Absolutely. There's a real sense of accomplishment in sharing your expertise with a wider audience. And it's not just about earning extra money, it's about building your reputation as a thought leader and making a real impact in your field.
Right. It's like taking your lectures beyond the classroom and reaching a whole new group of people.
Huh.
Speaking of teaching, what about those students who always line up after class with questions? Turns out that's a money-making opportunity in disguise.
Mm-hmm. Tutoring is a classic side hustle for academics. And platforms like Indeed, VipKid, Varsity Tutors, and Wizened are connecting tutors with students who need extra help.
Right.
Think English, math, even specialized subjects. There's a need for tutors across the board.
Those platforms are great for finding students.
Yeah.
But I imagine building a personal network through your university or local community can also be super helpful.
You're right. Having those personal connections can be invaluable, and the earning potential is definitely there. The article mentions hourly rates ranging from $14 to $60 or more, depending on the subject and your experience.
Wow, that's pretty impressive for a side gig. Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about consulting. This one seems like a perfect fit for professors who want to apply their expertise to real-world problems.
It's all about leveraging your academic knowledge to help businesses, nonprofits, or even government entities.
Okay.
Imagine a business professor helping a company develop a marketing strategy,
Hmm.
or a psychology professor providing insights on employee motivation.
I love those examples. It shows how diverse and applicable a professor's knowledge can be.
And the earning potential is significant.
Ah.
Consulting often commands higher hourly rates, with the article mentioning anywhere from $25 to $80 per hour or more.
Okay, now this next one is near and dear to our hearts. Podcasting.
Uh-huh.
We're doing it right now. And it's a fantastic way for professors to share their passion and expertise with a wider audience.
The Huberman Lab podcast, hosted by Stanford professor Andrew Huberman, is a great example.
Oh, yeah.
He dives deep into complex neuroscience topics, and it's become incredibly popular.
I'm a huge fan of his podcast. He has a knack for explaining complicated concepts in a way that's engaging and easy to understand.
That's a key skill for successful podcasting, and professors already have a lot of experience with communicating complex information to a diverse audience.
Exactly. And there are so many ways to monetize a podcast through sponsorships, ads, affiliate marketing, or platforms like Buy Me Coffee and Patreon.
It's an exciting time to be a professor with an entrepreneurial spirit. There are so many possibilities to explore.
Absolutely. Now, public speaking is another side hustle that seems tailor-made for professors.
Right.
They're practically pros at standing up in front of a lecture hall and engaging their students.
It's true. And that natural talent for public speaking can easily translate to paid speaking engagements at conferences, workshops, or even corporate events.
Think about it. You're already an expert in your field.
Uh,
Why not get paid to share that expertise with a captivated audience?
the article mentions earnings ranging from $500 to over $10,000 per session.
Wow. It really pays to be a captivating speaker. Now, this next one might seem a bit unexpected. Tour guide.
A tour guide.
Yeah?
It might seem like a departure from academia, but think about it. Professors are passionate about sharing knowledge and stories.
Yeah.
What better way to do that than by showing off the hidden gems of their city?
I love that perspective. It's all about making history come alive, sharing fascinating anecdotes, and connecting with people from all over the world.
And according to Indeed, tour guides can earn around $22 per hour plus tips, which can add up to over $60.
Oh, wow.
Not bad for a side hustle that lets you explore your own city.
And finally, we have teaching workshops. This one seems like a natural extension of a professor's teaching skills, but with more flexibility and control.
Exactly. You're already a teaching rock star in the classroom, so why not expand your reach and share your expertise with a wider audience? Think about offering workshops at libraries, community centers, businesses, or even online.
The beauty of workshops is that you can often set your own rates and tailor the content to your expertise. The article mentions earning potential ranging from hundreds to thousands of dollars, and platforms like Udemy are great for reaching a global audience.
It's all about finding creative ways to share your knowledge and passion with the world. And for many professors, these side hustles are more than just about extra income. It's about making a real difference in people's lives.
That's a great point. So we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive. We've explored the financial landscape for professors and uncovered 7 fantastic side hustles that can help them boost their income, achieve their financial goals, and even discover new passions.
It's inspiring to see how professors are leveraging their unique skills and knowledge to create fulfilling and financially rewarding careers, both inside and outside of academia.
Absolutely. Now let's take a closer look at how these side hustles can be tailored to different academic disciplines.
Welcome back. I'm excited to delve deeper into these side hustles and see how they can be tailored to different academic disciplines. It's amazing how a professor's expertise can be applied in so many creative ways.
Me too. Let's start with freelance writing. It seems like there's a huge potential for professors to make a real impact here.
Absolutely. Think about a history professor. They could write articles for historical journals, contribute to documentaries, or even craft historical fiction novels. There's a growing demand for well-researched and engaging content on historical topics.
Oh, and imagine a literature professor writing book reviews for online publications or newspapers. They could offer a fresh perspective and in-depth analysis that goes beyond the typical review.
Exactly. And they could even leverage their knowledge of literary theory to offer editing services or writing workshops for aspiring authors. There's a real opportunity to build a niche within the broader freelance writing market.
And what about science professors? They could write for science magazines, blogs, or even contribute to textbooks, right?
Definitely. And they could also tap into the growing demand for science communication by creating engaging content for a wider audience. Think about YouTube channels explaining complex scientific concepts in a clear and accessible way.
That's a great point. It's all about finding creative ways to make complex information relatable and engaging. Now let's move on to tutoring. It seems like a natural fit for professors who enjoy working one-on-one with students and seeing that aha moment when a concept clicks.
It's incredibly rewarding to see students grasp a difficult concept and build their confidence. And tutoring offers the flexibility to specialize in your area of expertise. A math professor could focus on calculus or algebra, while a language professor could help students master a new language.
And with online tutoring platforms, you can connect with students from all over the world, which opens up a whole new realm of possibilities.
It's incredible how technology is breaking down geographical barriers and creating opportunities for both students and educators.
Now, consulting seems a bit more complex than some of the other side hustles we've discussed, but it also has the potential to be incredibly lucrative.
It definitely requires a more entrepreneurial mindset, but the rewards can be significant. Businesses and organizations are hungry for the kind of specialized knowledge and expertise that professors possess.
For example, an economics professor could consult for businesses on economic forecasting, market analysis, or even investment strategies. Their academic research could have real-world applications in the business world.
And if you're a sociologist, you could consult for organizations on diversity and inclusion initiatives, social impact assessments, or community engagement strategies.
Even a philosophy professor could find consulting opportunities, perhaps helping organizations develop ethical guidelines for AI development or navigate complex moral dilemmas in a rapidly changing world.
It's all about finding the right niche and marketing your expertise effectively. It might take some time and effort to build a client base, but the potential for impact and financial reward is there.
I have to admit, I'm still intrigued by the idea of a professor moonlighting as a tour guide. It seems like such a fun and unexpected way to share your passion for history or art.
It's all about storytelling and bringing the past to life. A history professor could lead walking tours of historical landmarks, sharing fascinating anecdotes, and providing a unique perspective on the events that shaped our world.
Or an art history professor could lead tours of museums or art galleries, enriching the visitor's experience with their knowledge and insights.
And think about the potential for specialized tours. An archaeology professor could lead tours of ancient ruins, or an anthropology professor could lead tours of cultural heritage sites. It's a fantastic way to share your love of a particular subject with a curious audience.
I'm starting to see the appeal. Now let's wrap up with teaching workshops. This one seems like a natural progression for professors who are already skilled at designing and delivering engaging lessons.
It's all about expanding your reach beyond the traditional classroom setting. A creative writing professor could offer a workshop on writing fiction or poetry, helping aspiring writers develop their craft.
A business professor could teach a workshop on entrepreneurship or marketing, sharing their knowledge with aspiring business owners.
And a psychology professor could teach a workshop on stress management or mindfulness techniques, providing valuable tools for people struggling with anxiety or burnout.
There are so many possibilities, and online platforms like Udemy make it easier than ever to reach a global audience and create a passive income stream from your workshops.
It's a great way to share your passion for teaching and make a positive impact on people's lives. It's inspiring to see how professors are leveraging their expertise to make a real difference in the world.
So we've explored how these side hustles can be tailored to different academic disciplines, and it's clear that there's something for everyone, whether you're a historian, scientist, artist, or anything in between. There's a way to use your skills and knowledge to create a fulfilling and potentially lucrative side hustle.
It's all about identifying your strengths, passions, and the needs of your potential audience or clients. But it's also important to be realistic about your time commitments and find a balance that works for you.
That's a great point. Professors are already incredibly busy with teaching research and administrative duties. So finding the time for a side hustle might seem daunting.
It's all about prioritizing and being strategic with your time. Maybe start with one side hustle that you're passionate about and see how it fits into your schedule. You don't have to do everything at once.
That's really good advice. It's all about finding that sweet spot where your passion, your skills, and your available time intersect. So are you ready to meet some real-life examples of professors who have successfully embraced side hustles? I'm always inspired by people who have found creative ways to leverage their talents and build fulfilling careers. Welcome back to the Deep Dive. It's time to meet some inspiring professors who've taken the side hustle plunge and are absolutely crushing it. We're talking real-life examples of turning knowledge into extra income, maybe even a whole new career path. Ready to be inspired?
Absolutely. I love seeing how people take their academic expertise and apply it to the real world in creative ways.
All right, first up, let's meet Dr. Sarah Jones, a history professor who turned her love of local history into a thriving tour guide business.
Dr. Jones started small leading walking tours on weekends for a little extra cash. But she quickly realized that she had a knack for storytelling and bringing history to life for her tour groups.
And word got around. She started getting booked for private tours, corporate events, even school field trips. Now she's running her own tour company, offering specialized historical tours all over the city.
What's fascinating is that she tapped into a niche market. Instead of generic city tours, she focused on lesser-known historical sites and stories, drawing in a crowd hungry for unique experiences.
That's a brilliant strategy. It shows that you don't have to follow the crowd. You can carve out your own niche and find success by offering something unique and valuable. Okay, next up we have Professor Mark Williams, an economics professor who was feeling a bit burnt out by the academic grind.
Professor Williams decided to try his hand at consulting, leveraging his knowledge of economic forecasting to help businesses make strategic decisions. And it turned out he had a real talent for it.
He started consulting for local businesses, then regional firms, and now he's working with national companies. He's even managed to reduce his teaching load, creating a better work-life balance and finding renewed energy for his academic pursuits.
That's a great example of how a side hustle can actually enhance your primary career. By stepping outside of academia, Professor Williams gained new perspectives and insights that he could bring back to his teaching and research.
I love that. It's a reminder that side hustles aren't just about making money. They're about exploring new possibilities, expanding your skill set, and finding new sources of fulfillment. Now let's meet Dr. Lisa Chen, a psychology professor who is passionate about helping people manage stress and anxiety.
Dr. Chen decided to create online workshops on mindfulness techniques, drawing on her research and clinical experience.
She started with a free workshop at her local library, then offered paid workshops at community centers and businesses. She even created an online course and started selling it through platforms like Udemy.
What's interesting about Dr. Chen's approach is that she used her workshops to test and refine her course material. This allowed her to create a high-quality product that met the specific needs of her audience.
That's so smart. It's a reminder that even though these professors are experts in their fields, they're still learning and adapting as they build their side hustles. Now for our final example, let's meet Professor David Garcia, a literature professor who had always dreamed of writing a novel.
Professor Garcia decided to use his summer break to finally pursue his writing dream. He enrolled in a creative writing workshop and started carving out time each day to write.
And he finished his novel. He found an agent, landed a publishing deal, and now he's a published author.
Professor Garcia's story is a testament to the power of perseverance and dedication. Even with a busy academic schedule, he made time for his passion and achieved his goal.
These stories are so inspiring. It's clear that professors have a unique set of skills and knowledge that can be applied in countless ways beyond the traditional academic setting.
Absolutely. And these side hustles offer more than just extra income. They provide opportunities for personal growth, creative expression, and making a real difference in the world.
So if you're a professor or aspiring to be one, remember that financial stability doesn't have to be a distant dream. There are tons of creative ways to leverage your skills and knowledge to create a fulfilling and financially rewarding career.
And who knows, you might even discover a hidden talent or a new passion along the way.
What unique skills or passions could you turn into a side hustle? It's worth exploring. And hey, if you're looking to explore academic career options, check out academicjobs.com. They have a ton of great listings for higher ed jobs. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.